Timeline for a lawsuit. How long is it going to take? Well, in Florida, just figure a year, could be 2 years. But here's the process. The first thing is we file what's called a complaint. This is the first document that's filed in the court and gets the lawsuit going. Then we get the summons. I get my process server to serve all of the defendants. Once they're served, then generally they have 20 days to answer. They file an answer. There may be motions and things like that, but generally an answer is filed, and they'll file some what are called affirmative defenses. And what is that? That's just like, we're not at fault, assumption of the risk, comparative negligence, whatever. So once those are filed, what I like to do is I file my notice for trial on the 21st day after those answers have been filed. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm ready for trial, but the rules allow me to file a notice for trial 20 days after the answer has been filed. This is what moves the cases. So if you don't have a trial date, you're not getting a mediation date. In most cases, they settle at mediation. This is what I do in every case to try to move it along and get it going. So once that's done, then we have what's called the discovery phase. What is that? That's just like questions. They're going to ask you questions. They're called interrogatories. Fancy lawyer word for, we got some questions for you. All right. Then there's requests for admissions. We'll ask the other side, hey, do you admit such and such? Do you admit you were at fault? Do you admit you were negligent, etc.? And then they'll ask us questions too, and both sides have to answer that. There probably will be depositions of the plaintiff, the defendants. There may be expert witnesses. So what is that? That's just a lawyer talking to a witness. And then the lawyer for the other side is there. There's a court reporter that types everything down. So those are depositions. Also, you're going to have to sit for a compulsory medical examination, or a CME. And what is this? This is the doctor from the other side that's going to examine you and say, oh, no, you're fine. You shouldn't have had this surgery. Everything's pre-existing. I mean, the reports are all the same. It's kind of a joke. And they get paid to make whatever opinions that they make. And they, they'll type up a little report. So you have all the, depositions and discovery, requests for admissions, interrogatories, requests to produce. So in the request to produce, they're going to say, do you have photos? Do you have videos? Like whatever evidence you have, you got to turn that over. And a lot of times now too, you're also seeing phone records because, if people are on the phone when they're driving, this is no bueno. So they get the phone records. If you're on the phone when you're driving, you're probably distracted. This is the argument. There's also social media stuff. So you got to be real careful about what you post on social media after an accident, because that's discoverable as well. So all that takes time. If it's moving quick, you might be able to get that done in 6 months, but that would be moving pretty quick. Understand, you also have to work with the other people's schedules, and especially if there are multiple plaintiffs, if there are multiple defendants.
Continues in part 2.